Wow, what parenting strategies? As if we have it all figured out. I don't think we have it all figured out. I think we've learned a lot, and okay, it helps if you love your kids. We are absolutely in love with our kids.
Yes.
It's just like, if I'm away from them for just a little tiny bit, I miss the heck out of them, you know, and I have to I think even balance that out, that I don't miss them too much, right? Because I think it's healthy for them to not be around us so much.
Yeah.
You know, because we get to be home every single day.
Yeah.
I don't know, what do you think?
I think it's different with each
It's evolved, huh?
age group.
It's evolved.
Yeah. Because someone once told us, what is it, in the very beginning with parenting, right. you start off as a caretaker, which makes sense, right? Because they're little. And then you transition to being a cop, which is essentially telling them this is right, this is wrong. And then you move to coach. And I think that's where our kids are right now, is in that coaching phase where we let them try things
and make mistakes
and have choices, but then we're also there to help them through those decisions and talk about you know, what happened and why. I honestly feel like the biggest part of parenting that has helped us a lot was the fact that we are always on a personal growth journey ourselves.
Yeah,
so
and we talk about it all the time.
We do.
I mean, we talk about it so much, you know. I mean, if we're driving somewhere, even just lying in bed, we'll talk about it. You know, if one, and all three kids are so different that I think each one needs different attentions in certain areas.
Yeah.
You know, because we homeschool them right now, right? And that was we actually decided to homeschool them right before we've had people go, did you know? And I'm like, no, I had no idea. But we kind of made that decision. It was a good call. Yeah. You know, and so we're quite involved, but we also, for example, our kids are doing some curriculums on classes right now. And Jen, the genius that she is, noticed that two of our kids are pretty good at pacing themselves, but one of our kids, and I'm not gonna say who, he knows who he is. But he's if college had a major in procrastination, he'd probably do really well at it. He'd just never get there. Because he'd be great. But anyway, so Jen gave him okay, so you got to do all these lessons, these tasks by Sunday. You figure it out, right? And you know, he's younger, right? So he was like, oh, okay. You know, he was like, oh, I have all this time. You know, it's only a week long, but it was like a little microcosm of life, right? Because then you get to be an adult. I mean, nobody ever. I think that's what we try to do. We try to think of all the lessons that we wish we would have learned as kids that would have helped us as adults. Yeah. And we try to instill, we make up these little lessons all the time. And we do it, we're constantly making up these little lessons to teach our kids. So we gave that to Jake, and we told him, you got to finish all these lessons by Sunday. And by Sunday he had 50 lessons to do. And you could just see, he was like, you know, poor little guy, and I felt so bad for him, but no, he needs to feel this. You know, he needs to feel this pain. Better he feel it now than as an adult, right? Yeah. You know, so we did that. I think when they were even younger, we did sticker things?
We had sticker charts, just learning how to be more proactive. Yeah. So yeah, different phases of growth and development. Yeah. And with different parenting techniques. We
tried the chore chart for a while. That wasn't as effective, and now we do a little bit of a different thing where it's we rotate chore responsibilities. Right. We don't personally believe, not that that's a bad thing, we don't personally believe in paying our kids to do chores. They don't pay rent. They don't pay rent. Yeah, I mean, so they don't pay rent, they eat for free every day. And I remind them how much food costs. Food costs a lot of money, especially the way we eat. And so they don't pay rent, so they have to pick up dog poo and things like that. But you know, one of the things that we do actually have our kids do, this is great, the bookshelves. You talk about what? Like if our kids find a need in our house or in the neighborhood, they can pitch us an idea or pitch a neighbor, pitch anybody, like my dad, a relative, a friend of theirs. So just as a simple example, this literally just happened. Our daughter saw that our bookshelves were unorganized. So she goes, Mom, Dad, can I clean up your bookshelves for you? And we said, sure. She goes, can I get paid for it? And I'm like, yes, you can. And then we didn't settle on a price, and she just started doing it. And we were like, well, no, we'll pay you almost whatever, but and I think she was going to ask for $20. And then we said, oh, this is an opportunity to teach her how to negotiate. Because I remember when I was an adult, I had no idea how to negotiate salary or anything like that. I didn't know how to determine my own worth. So I'm like, oh, it's a good opportunity to teach our kids how to negotiate their worth. You know, I think we would have paid her $100, right? But we ended up paying 50.
Well, she went from 20 bucks to like $200.
Yeah.
And then we had to teach her and kind of find a middle ground.
Because our other kid was saying, you should ask for $1 million. And I'm like, yeah, good luck with that
dude.
one. For organizing shelves, no.
Calm down.
But that's, I think, right now. And of course, our kids are still young. You know,
Yeah.
we're really enjoying this phase with our kids. We like to do as much as we can, travel as soon as, you know, we can do that a lot more, but give them like a real world type education, not just say, look at the picture of the waterfall, but let's go actually be at the waterfall. That'd be really awesome.
And jump into it.
Yeah.